Sorry for the wait. Was having trouble getting my OBS connected. All right, well, we are back, guys, with our first mixing stream in a while. It has been a minute, and I'm excited to dive into it. I have so much sick stuff that I am so ready to mix down today. But yo, first of all, this is my new track. Just came out on Friday. It's called Seasons Change. Little banger that I've had for a while on deck. But yeah, if you guys are trying to find the music, I'm TapDaddy on all platforms. Yeah, definitely go check it out. All that good jazz, you know. But yes, the goal for today is we're gonna mix down 3 beats. I picked out 3 tracks that I just think are fucking sick, man. Like I said, I've been producing so much lately. That we really got the cream of the crop today. It's gonna be good. Now I feel like these mixes are probably gonna go one of 2 ways, because I feel like these beats are a little bit more complicated. Like, my beats are getting more and more complex, right? But I also, have been using, I just got a bunch of Arturia plugins, and I think something about a lot of those instruments is that a lot of them just sound really immaculate straight out of the box, right? So as I was producing these beats, a lot of them actually were starting from a really good spot. Like, they have a pretty good mix from just a starting point. So we'll see. It could be really we're in the weeds today, or it could be everything's just coming together amazingly, right? And it might be awesome. I don't know. We're gonna find out together, though. Let's put the kibosh on this, and I've got our first beat that we're gonna mix down today. So yeah, we'll pause that. You guys know where to find me. Go listen to some TapDaddy. It's good music, I promise. Anyways, yeah, let's dive into it. This is the first beat that we're gonna be mixing down today. I don't know how many of you guys like to listen to or watch John Makes beats, but I feel like this is definitely a John Wayne, a John Makes beats kind of track. Tight beat, if you will. Yeah, let's give it our first listen through. Hey, Signature, it's good to see you, man. How's your day going? Oh, you got here just in time for the first listen. Okay, so I'm hearing some kicks that kind of, miss, and we're gonna have to clean that up a bit. Oh man, I've been sitting on this demo for a while, eager to mix this. I'm excited. So this was the first beat that I made after I got all of those Arturia plugins. So I was really pulling out all of the new stuff and just having fun with it, So yeah, really not much sampled in this track. Mostly just a bunch of synthesizers that I was having so much fun with, But yeah, Signature says, great, thanks. Yours? Oh, I'm doing good. I feel like, today was almost kind of a bit of an emotionally heavy day where, Spotify Wrapped just came out, and I posted on Instagram my stats and just a big, thank you to everybody that's listened. And I'm hearing from all sorts of people, that I haven't talked to in a while, and just seeing a bunch of people liking my posts that, people that I've worked with, people that I look up to, it's I don't know, it's kind of one of those days where it kind of feels surreal, So I would say pretty good day, honestly, so far. Where do we want to start? I mean, I guess the beginning probably makes the most sense, and then we'll move into the drums as soon as we get in here. Yeah, actually, I want to start with the drums because how we mix this down is going to largely depend on how our drums are like bumping and whatnot, fitting in there. So the first thing that was just kind of bugging me was I feel like there was a kick somewhere in here that just kind of went amiss, you know? That. What the fuck was that? We missed that. Oops, that's not the right one. Set that back to where it was. This guy. Come on. This guy. Yeah, that needs to punch. There we go. Yeah, really all of these are just need to, you know, the ones on the downbeats need to punch. Like this guy needs to punch as well. Is this the right one? Come on, highlight that. So tedious. Here, let me full screen this. What am I doing? Being a silly guy, being a goofball outside of full screen mode. There we go. Okay, so we got that sounding good. Let's just go ahead and like replace the ones that are a full 8 bars, and then we'll get a little bit, you know, make sure that we do these dropout sections right. Okay. Ba-boom, 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 and boom. There we go. All right. So then I just want to fix up one of these dropout sections. I could like take what we just did and cut it the same way, but well, maybe I should. Okay, so it's on bar 28 is when we come in like on it. Okay, I see. That's easy enough. We can just yoink and bar 28. There we go. Yeah, I think this trumpet was the only thing I sampled in this. I really like to do that, you know, just like build most of the track yourself, but then you enter like 1 or 2 elements that are like these gorgeous live recorded elements that I think just kind of elevates the fidelity of the track as like a whole, you know. It's good. It's good, man. All right. So now that we kind of got our drums sorted, oh, we almost forgot to get this other dropout. We're going to just replace that just to fix the kicks, you know, that we just fixed up. Okay, cool. We got that. Moving on. Start from the beginning. Kind of hear how these drums get introduced. Coffee. Okay, yeah. And I you know, these drums are pretty dry, and maybe I do kind of like the drier feel of these. I chopped a drum break that was already pretty oh, my Ableton screen is frozen? What? Oh shit. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah. What can we do about this? Let me try swapping screens for a second, and maybe it'll unstick. Boop, and then boop. No, this is not. Well, we gotta fix this. Let me figure out. Maybe if I like. Okay, so here's what I think I'm gonna do. I might like restart the screen capture. I'm just curious if maybe I hide it for a second and then bring it back. No. Maybe I unlock, hide, bring it back. No. You know what we could do is I will basically re-add the Mac OS screen capture. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Just a little bit of quick stream troubleshooting, and then we're in it. So let's see. Let me copy and then delete this. So we're going to delete our screen capture, and then we're going to paste. Oh, nope, not quite. That's okay. It's just me in a void. Hell yeah. Okay, macOS screen capture. Okay. And yeah, now we're on this other screen. Now we're just gonna move it over to my other guy. There we go. Look at that. That's updated, I think. Okay, cool. But now I just need to get my camera. Yeah, we'll put this down below the camera. So now I'm back on top, and let's just make sure this is updating. Aha, perfect. See, we can troubleshoot. Look at us go. Solving problems. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So back to it then. Let's we were considering the drums for a second. I don't think I want to do too much to them. I kind of like the drier feel, but maybe we get them to punch a little bit more. My audio is echoing? Oh shit. Sorry. Let me is that? Oh, it's the macOS screen. Okay, are we good now? I think I just solved the echo. I think the macOS screen capture was also capturing audio. Yeah, let me know if my voice is good now. It should be. I just muted it. I saw that was kind of okay. Yeah, we're really streaming on the fly today. Let's see. I'll play a little bit of music for you guys as well, and we'll see if it's fixed. Just making sure. Yeah, we should only have my audio input capture. Your voice is good now? Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm like falling on my ass over here. You guys are really helping me out today. Oh, man. Okay, well, we're back in it now. Stream is fixed. Okay, so yeah, let's just get into it then. I think, really, like I was saying, we want to leave this a little bit more dry. I think I like the feel of this. But maybe we'll make these drums just slightly more fat. I think the LA2A is going to be perfect for this. So, like... Ooh, yeah. Yeah, man. Just like a little bit of LA2A, I think just kind of squeezes the dynamics of the drums. Makes these hits feel just slightly more fat. I'll even A/B test it for you guys so you can see what it's doing. So with it off, on, off, on. See, it just feels a little bit more full. Oh, damn. This is such a good song. So now, and I see we've already compressed these chords a little bit. Now the question is, do we want to do a little bit of side chaining in here? And I think the answer is yes, but let's not try to get too crazy with like ducking and all that. I think really it's really this layer, which is our chords, and this layer, which you hear in the beginning, that melody. I think these are really the two things that I'm kind of thinking a slight bit of side chain to kind of help glue it in with the drums might feel pretty good. We're going to duplicate this. This top guy is not going to be heard. We're going to mute it, but let's just isolate the Oh man, do we want just the kick or the kick in the snare? We might do the snare as well. It'll add a little bit of weight to our snare. Okay, and we can always change it later if we change our minds, but we're gonna pull out our glue compressor. This is how I like to do side chains in Ableton. Let's see. Pretty tight on the attack, not completely, but we're gonna do that top guy. Okay, now let's find this, I think it's this melody right here. It's pretty dynamic, which is good. I like that. But I'm thinking if we, you know, also kind of do a little bit of compression on this, it'll just feel a little bit more vibrant. And it probably does need to come down a little bit. And there's also, we got this layer underneath that I feel like is being completely unheard right now. So, yeah. This, I think we could just bring it up and it would sound immaculate. You know what's cool is it really hits on the sides with that reverb. That's really what's going to make this get heard. That's kind of the space it's trying to fill. We need to play with this bass. Where is it? What is it? Where is it? You see, it would be nice if I actually named things. Oh yeah, the key bass. Here we go. Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. I feel like if I was a lot more professional here, I would have already named all of these instruments. We're gonna L82A this. Ooh. Now, I feel like one good, like, marker for how loud should your bass really be, you know? And I mean, I feel like it's quite a range. So much of it actually is kind of subjective, but I like to kind of bring the bass up to the kick, but not exceeding the kick. It should sit just firmly right below that kick drum, like about that loudness. But where is that? We might be there already, but let's bring it down and we'll bring it up to the right level. Sometimes that's just easier. I overshot it there. there. Oh man, that's gonna be so good. We're not there yet though. We got more stuff in this first section to play with. This needs to be brought forward. This is so good. This is another one we're gonna, honestly, we're doing this to a lot of these instruments, just slightly squeezing the dynamics before we are really shifting it into place, before the leveling. And it's just going to result in a more full sounding track. I do this a lot with a lot of my instruments or really a lot of my beats is I go through track by track and I give each instrument the exact amount of compression that instrument needs, right? And so if I've done it right, if I've applied enough compression in the right sort of ways, then the end goal is that by the time we get to the mastering, it's not going to need nearly as much compression. It's going to sound incredibly full. And then we can just kind of barely squeeze the master with, our Shadow Hills master compressor. And it should, really take without much. See, it's just got that one lick that wants to jump out, but that's okay. That our compressor's catching that and kind of putting it into place so that we can bring it up a little bit more. No, I think that sounds great. Is this one of those things where it's like we might want to grab our side chain because it just might sound really cool? We may as well try this. Woo. What do we have down here? Jesus, what is this? It's just like this one little key. Oh yeah, that's right. I layered this in with this like... So together... These sound like... That's kind of the... Okay, I see. These are supposed to work in tandem with each other. I remember doing this. So here's what we're going to do because these are kind of like grouped together. We're going to do the same kind of thing. Slightly, we're going to group it. We're going to slightly compress it together. And then we're going to level it both in the same grouping because they feel leveled against each other and they're meant to go together, so we're going to group them and just make sure they go together. It feels like, man, I usually don't like changing the production too much when I'm mixing. But you know, fuck it, it's my beat. If I want to change something about the production, I'm gonna do it, right? I don't know. It just feels like we might want to echo like maybe these parts. Oh, because you know the reverb sitting there as we hit this dropout is beautiful. I like that. Would it be too extreme to include this guy? I guess there's one way to find out. I mean, it sounds sick. I want to simplify this a bit. Instead of bum-bum, I think we're going to go bum-bum. I know, I sound like a crazy man when I'm working. Let's see. We're going to do this. Yoink. Oh, yeah. Okay. Boy, we're really getting into it. Oh, also, before we forget, before we move on too far, we are going to bring this over. As we did over here, we're going to bring that right there. Just make sure that we're not making mistakes here. God damn, this beat is so good. All right, let's come back to this section. Let's try that LA2A instead. I gotta find the delay. I'm still learning this Prophet 5. Man, where is it? I can't seem to find it anywhere on here. That's okay. I mean, there is enough delay there that we can really squeeze it with a compressor until that delay really comes forward. Not how I would like to do it, but it is a solution if we can't turn up the feedback on the delay, or not the feedback, just the volume of it. There's got to be a way. We got an LFO, got our poly, our oscillator 2. Here's the mixer for those. We've got glide, detune. It's our mod wheel controls, arpeggiator controls, but that were and filter, you know. But I don't see any controls for delay. I'm not sure if they really gave us controls for delay. That's okay. Well, we're gonna make it work, you know. Sounding smooth, thank you, man. we're making it, you know, we're working our magic here. We might dial in this super plate here. Oh man, this is why it's so big. We're using the long choir. We're gonna test out a different reverb here, just to see. Because really, I think what we're going for is a clean hall reverb. So of course I'm gonna try vocal pop hall. That works so well with a lot of these. Let's turn that off for now, and I think we're gonna start by testing it after this compressor. Maybe like 25%. So good. Maybe we do bring this back behind the compressor. Oh. Let's do a little save as before we get too far into this. I'm really enjoying this song, like thoroughly really enjoying this. Oh man, okay. I need to kind of hear things in context, right? Because we just kind of worked on this section, then we worked on this section, but I feel like now we need the perspective of how do these sound next to each other. We need to level it again, you know. I feel like it just in general mixing, it's like you do some stuff, you level, you do some stuff, you level. You're always leveling, getting yourself back on track. Yeah, honestly, I feel like that is the loudness that we want for that trumpet. It's more of like this section that might need to come forward a little bit. Bring more of the body forward. What's up, Reckless? How you doing, man? He says, are you automating gain depending on the location of the sound in this track? So yeah, I haven't done much of that yet in this mix, and I'm not sure that we're gonna need to so much. Like, really, where I find myself like automating the most is like kind of two scenarios. One where we have like an ensemble of strings that we're trying to be, really like expressive with. And thanks for the sub, by the way. I appreciate it. But yeah, like when we're trying to be really expressive with dynamics, I'll just like pencil in like these huge swells and whatnot. Now, the second scenario where I really find myself needing to automate is like, let's say that this trumpet extended into this next section, right? Like there's a huge shift in energy in that scenario where maybe this is going to have to accommodate for the fact that, this is bringing in so much more energy. So in that scenario, yeah, I might kind of do this just clean, like step up of a gain automation, in this track though, the thing is that there's not like a ton of overlap between these sections, right? But I think like it is smart to raise that point, because I think one thing that we might need to automate is this particular this particular synth lead that is going throughout these sections, right? I kind of imagine this would be a lot stronger in this section, right? And maybe in this section with the trumpet, we kind of cool it off a little bit. So yeah, good point though, good point. I think especially, and I also have to kind of remind myself of this, because I feel like earlier on in my mixing career, a lot of my mixes were a lot more static. They didn't really evolve much. Nowadays, I try to be much better about that, but I still catch myself sometimes making these static mixes, But yeah, let's hear it roll through. Yeah. So yeah, actually, because I was just trying to brainstorm how are we going to connect this. This trumpet kind of juts out a little bit, And I mean, it is a solo instrument, so we want it to be like really center of attention. But compared to the loudness of this track, it feels like it's, maybe a bit too much. Let's step this back 1 decibel. And you see, this is where this up here maybe doesn't need to be so center, or so forward. Yeah, we can kind of feel that. So I turned that down 1 decibel just to see if we give a little bit more weight for that trumpet, if that was gonna fit a little bit better. So yeah, I think we're gonna do a little automation. That's coming in clutch with the, you know. Yeah, no, what am I searching for? Utility. Duh. That's how I like to do automation. So if I like have one section where I want this to be one less, well, we'll say -1 decibel, because I think it didn't need much. It just needed like a little nudge like that. See, oh wait, no, I was on the wrong track. Where did I put that on? I need to go track that down. Yeah, I accidentally put that on my bass. Here we go. Delete that, pull it up here, right here. And we're just going to automate this to turn on at this section and probably back off right over here. But let's hear how that feels. Okay, now I can't help but feel like in these sections, like there's a little bit of dead space in the EQ range. Let's here. I want to, here's a good way to kind of peek behind the curtain. We're just gonna pull out an EQ on the master and just see what the master EQ looks like in this section. So. Feels like there could be a lot more like right up in the mid to mid-high range. Yeah. Have you heard of Track Spacer? I actually haven't. Yeah, he says it's also incredibly useful in these situations. Interesting. What does it do? Yeah, and you can see that's a lot more full in this trumpet section. All right. This is where we're going to get a little bit hands-on with how we EQ things. Let's do this after the compression. I want to see. This is the, we're EQing this. And what I like to do when I'm trying to, regardless of whether I'm doing an additive EQ or a subtractive EQ, is I like to kind of like raise it and kind of sweep across just to get an understanding of like which range is contributing what. Here, I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to add a little nudge up here, okay? And, I noticed that we've got like this bass that, let's see what the EQ for that looks like. Yeah, really prominent right here. Same with, I would say, for the first like 3 or 4 resonants, really doing a lot. So like right here at about 200 hertz is kind of like the cutoff point of where that's really adding power, right? So also to kind of get these two to gel together a little bit more, we're going to take this guy and we're going to kind of clamp down a little bit over here. See on like these couple resonants. Might even just add one more point in here to kind of fill out, oops, grabbed the wrong one. Fill out this space, get a little bit more of a hump. See, we're just kind of clamping down here, making this kind of S shape. Cool. Woo. Yeah. But yeah, Reckless was explaining track spacer. He says, basically you can use the trumpets as a trigger and duck certain frequencies in the synth, for example, to clear the mix. It's basically a sidechaining plugin, far less brutal. That's interesting. So it sounds like sidechaining, right? But it kind of works like a de-esser, where it's more focused on a certain part of the EQ range, maybe. Like that sounds actually really super clever. That sounds really clever, man. I'm trying to think of like how I would do that without that tool. I think I'd probably can you okay, now I have a question. In Ableton's de-esser, can you feed it a different input? So like you can tell it, like, given this signal, can clamp down on this range. There might be a way to do that just like with stock instruments. That's interesting though, because I could see how that could be incredibly useful, like so useful. Although I would say, I would warn you though, if you get too carried away doing stuff like that, you might end up with these like, I guess like here's what kind of worries me from doing too much stuff like that is eventually it goes from feeling glued together to like this very like warbly kind of like things are coming up, things are getting pushed down, and I think you just have to like be really, really intentional with like where you do that, how you do that. But no, I totally get that. Like that sounds really sick, man. Just writes the signature. Thank you, man. I feel like this is doing good work for us. We'll A/B test it real quick. Yeah, that's sounding really full now. You know what's funny is I feel like I turn on this EQ and I feel like the bass feels louder. But it's just that I cleared some space for the bass there. God, this is all going to get really nicely glued together. Because also, kind of speaking of what you were saying about, with frequency ranges, kind of ducking out of the way for other frequency ranges. I think really what that's emulating and, is like, the type of compression that you put on a master where it feels like it kind of distributes the frequency range a little bit more nicely, where it's like it will give way to what's happening in a frequency range, Like for example, if you have a very prominent instrument that comes in at 1K hertz, the way that you're squeezing on the compressor is going to pick up what's happening at 1K hertz there and kind of like push everything else down slightly around that. It really depends on the type of compressor that you're using, but that's why I like to use the Shadow Hills master compressors. I feel like that compressor just is really good at squeezing a big a big piece of audio, a very full piece of audio in a very rich sounding way, We're gonna bring up this accent note a little bit. Just nudge it forward a bit. You know what? Okay. Wow, that delay sounded weird when I cut that off. Anyways, one thing that, I keep telling you guys, like, I really don't want to fuck with the production too much, but also, fuck it, it's my beat. I'm going to do what I want. I want a slight riser, just like a really subtle guy kind of raising us into this section. It just feels like it needs a little bit more support. So here's my last chance to, really touch this track before it hits like BeatStars and, platforms and all that. So we're going to just fix this real quick, I don't know. This is kind of why, to some degree, I kind of like, just mixing my own stuff down, right? Because I have a lot of freedom to be creative and kind of fix things where I feel like they need to be fixed. On the other hand, I do really love mixing for other people. Really, just because I feel like, mindset-wise, it feels like, yeah, that's the one that I want. It feels like, it's the difference between having to clean your own house versus like if you're, maybe getting paid to clean somebody else's house, like a friend maybe slides you a couple bucks to like clean their place or something like that. It's like you're probably going to be a lot more thorough when entrusted with somebody else's house than, when you're just cleaning up your own place, right? I feel like that's the biggest thing that I gained from mixing for other artists is that sort of the pressure to really do a fantastic job, an immaculate job, right? I don't know. There's pros and cons to both, right? Okay, so let's slide this into place. Just make sure we're really snug on there. And then there's really just like one more section after this that I feel like needs a little bit of cleanup. But after that, I think we're pretty good. I don't want to get like too far in the weeds. This is just going on BeatStars. When I mix for my Spotify, it's like 7 hours over the course of a few days, but woo, there we go. Yeah. But yeah, Reckless says, when you mix for other people, it's easier to see the big picture, I think. Yeah, no, you're totally right. I know what you mean, because I feel like when I mix for other people, I'm really thinking about like what they are envisioning for the track. And for me, I'm just kind of like just in my zone, Okay, we can probably turn this down quite a bit. Or, you know what? I got an idea. We're going to turn that up a little bit, but we are going to kind of sidechain into it with these guys. Here we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. That felt good. Let's put a hall reverb on this riser to kind of help it kind of carry a little bit. Nice. Get the EQ. We're going to lift some of the highs here. There we go. Whew. Yeah, when mixing their own production, people have a tendency to get overly surgical. It's true, man. I'm kind of catching myself like that here. I love this beat so much. I've listened to this demo nonstop for like 2 weeks straight. But we also have 2 other beats to mix. I'm trying to do fast mixes for BeatStars, really. I try to publish about 3 beats on BeatStars per week, and I set aside this afternoon to like kind of, just spiffy them up enough to where I feel like I want to put them in front of artists. But when it's a demo that I really am in love with, sometimes I get a little carried away with it. That's a clean transition. Thank you, Reckless. I appreciate you, man. All right. Okay, we got one more section. We got one more section to hit. It's just this last section. Just a few more instruments to go, and then we're going to master this. Okay. That's pretty fine. It just feels like it might need a little bit of like liveliness to it. I'm almost kind of considering a bit of a room verb on this. There's this one that I sometimes like to use that kind of gives a little bit of an open studio space sort of feel. We'll see. Let's try this. Yeah, maybe not that much. It just kind of helps open it up a little bit. You see, and I'm kind of getting ideas for this guy. Okay, let's try this. We're going to do like... Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So big hall reverb, but we're going to automate it to kind of decrease over time. So as it increases in volume, so we're kind of taking advantage of the proximity effect. It's coming closer to you. And we'll just carry that automation over. Okay, simple. I think we fixed this. That sounds perfect. I don't want to touch that, but... Yeah, and I like where they're at volume-wise, too. Okay, last thing we're going to do. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of a curve on this fade-out. Just a little bit to give it a more full-sounding fade-out. So I always like to kind of give it this sort of like logarithmic curve. And this one is 6. And then we'll just kind of let it go down there. Yeah. Are those MDR 7506s? Yes, sir. And you know what, dude? I'm... glad you said something. I actually, kind of a big transition for me. Not like a big transition. It's just I had the MDR V6s for 15 years. 15 years. I know those things like the back of my hand. They're basically the exact same thing as the 7506s with like one technical difference. I think like these are grounded and the V6s are not. But the thing is man, I broke mine like 2 days ago, like 3 days ago. Like it happened this week, and quite honestly, I was kind of heartbroken. I had those headphones since I was 16 years old, and I made so much music with it, and I knew it like the back of my hand. Luckily, these are exactly the same, headphones. But yeah, I just bought these off of Sweetwater. I just got these headphones. Like, this is the first mixing stream that I'm doing with these. But it's like no difference at all. Like, in terms of quality, it delivers the exact same way that the V6s do. So I know that there are much better headphones. I'm just so intimately familiar with these 7506s with the sound of the MDRs, So I don't know, man. Sometimes it's not so much about like the quality of the listening devices. It's more about how well do you know what music sounds like on them, If I was a rich man, I would have gotten something with an open back, but I don't have that much money, All right, I think this is pretty good. Let's hear this back through one more time, see where our max peak value's at, and then we need to start mastering these so we can get on to some of these other beats. One change. We're going to bring that guy forward a bit. Oh, much better. Okay. Oh, man. Perfect. Let's get on the mastering. Oh, this is the fun part, guys. This is the super fun part. Let's get rid of the EQ. Let's pull out the Shadow Hills master compressor. And yeah, we got plenty of room here. Minus 5.2 is our max peak value. So we got room to kind of push it up, a little bit. Yeah. Signature saying minus 10.5. Are you saying, like, is that your guess for what our LUFS is gonna be? Because if that's what you're guessing for LUFS, you're probably about right. But actually, no, that's right in the range. I'm thinking this is gonna be like somewhere between minus 10 and minus 11. It's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know though if that's what you meant by that, but that's that's how I'm taking it. Okay. Let's play around with this. Okay, we enabled sidechain compression. This is gonna be one where we are gonna want to squeeze a little bit on the compression. Yeah, what you're happy with. Yeah, Signature, you know what's up. That's funny. You're spot on though. That is what I'm predicting is about minus 10.5. You're totally right, spot on. You've watched me fucking master so many tracks, man. Oh, yeah. It's decently compressed. We're not like going too crazy with it, but it is definitely more than a little. Let's hear this, though. Alright, we're going to try to keep this clean, but a little splash of Little Radiator never hurt nobody. Okay? Yeah, dude, this has become one of my favorite, like, little energizers for the master. Little Radiator. And, you know, I'm starting to come around to understanding how to really use this for mastering. You've watched me wrestle with this for a while. I am starting to really realize, like, keeping it pretty goddamn dry, it's more this heat knob that we want to play with. But, oh man, just like a little splash of distortion really can brighten up and energize a master. Oh, man, that is so good. What the fuck? All right, let's get going forward. Let's march it forward. We are gonna use the maximizer, and we do want to do a little bit of EQing. We're gonna just run it and probably change everything. So let's do this. First of all, I'm gonna raise it by it's minus 3.25. Looks like to be the max peak. I'm gonna raise it by exactly that and slap a limiter on the other side just in case if we were a little bit wrong. Doesn't quite matter if we have a limiter on the other side. We're gonna keep it like pretty close to 0. Okay, we're gonna limit right over here, and then we're gonna feed it into that maximizer. Okay, so yeah, guys, this is gonna get a little bit loud here. Just warning you guys. God, I really want to hear this in the car. I'll definitely be testing this in the car. All right. We're going to actually start it right here. Kind of the loudest part of the track. Now, just a little loudness warning. This might jump up in volume. So, you know, protect your ears, all that. Let's run it. Ooh. Oh, wait. No, I screwed it up. We're gonna run that again. Okay. Oh, I kind of agree with what it's doing here. But let's come back. Let's make sure that this is what we actually want. You can see it's clamping down on that bass, which it is kind of overwhelming. So I think that that's a decent. We're gonna do something here. We're gonna like scoot this down a bit. Let's get this Q knob. And we're gonna kind of do a little bit of a shelf here. Okay, now let's A/B test it, check our work. Yeah, I like this, but let's now fix this. I'm starting to hear a little bit of, like, we might be pushing it a little bit hard. Let's also start pulling out our loudness meter. We're going to be seeing kind of like where we're at. Ease off on the threshold a bit. Okay, I'm kind of liking where this is at. All right, let's bring it back and let's see where our LUFS is at. Oh man, this is such a good beat. might actually need to push this up a bit. Yeah, we're gonna push this up a little bit more. So let's find our big spot. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost pushing it a bit much. I'm curious if we change the type of limiting here. Yeah. Much better, much better. Okay, let's run it. Let's run it from the beginning. Let's get our LUFS value. I think this will probably be it. Save as well. When that choir song dropping. Hey, what's up, Thomasu? How you doing, man? It dropped, actually. It dropped. Oh, man. Yeah, I put it on my channel as a Kanye West type beat. You could probably go find it. Oh, man. And I think I've already got an artist that was interested in it. But I don't know, this artist moves slow as hell, so who knows if I'm gonna hear bars on it anytime soon. But yeah, it came out, it's called Just Can't Tell. It's awesome, man. Yeah, definitely, man. That was a fun day in the studio, for sure, man. You know, I'm thinking we want to back off on this a little bit. I'm getting so hung up on this beat. We really got to move on to other beats here soon. But yeah, this is just too much. We're going to like... I'll tell you guys what we're going to do. We're going to do a little bit of extra limiting. No, we'll go back to that sort of... We're going to do a little bit of extra limiting after the fact with just one more limiter after here. Shove that to the ceiling, true peak, and we're gonna like shove it 1 decibel into the ceiling a little bit. There we go. All right, let's run it from the beginning. Let's make sure that we like what we're hearing. man, this trumpet is so heavenly through this master and all that. Yeah, signature. I think you may have been spot on here. Oh, is it gonna stick? Yo! Signature, guess what? you were spot on, man. Minus 10.5. I mean, that was about the range I was going for. I didn't intend to like land like dot on the target though, but oh man, that sounds so rich and so beautiful, man. Oh yeah, he says well done, top tune. Have a well-earned cup of coffee. Damn straight, man. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I definitely need a cup of coffee. Yeah, that was kind of a tedious one. I still wish I had more time on this one. If it comes out on Spotify, I would definitely will dig a little bit deeper into this. But for the time being, let me play for you guys my newest release, Seasons Change. This is just new TapDaddy out on platforms. Oh, man. Good shit, man. Good shit. I got a good jazzy beat for this next one, so stick around. We're going to dive into another beat. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a little bit of coffee, and we're going to dive into it. All right, I am back. All right, and man, I got a very tall cup of coffee here because I think we just need to lock in on this next one. Oh boy. All right, let me look up which one was the next one I was planning to do. 1059. Or no, we just did 1059. 1065, that's right. We're going to hit that really jazzy chill track that we made on the last beat of last Saturday. I think that this one's going to sound really, really good for these radio streams. I don't know if you guys have seen, but I've been doing a bunch of 24/7 live streams on YouTube lately. You know, it's like those, it's just like with a cozy background and just an endless supply of really dope beats. If you like those kinds of streams, definitely check it out. I've even got one going right now on my channel. But yeah, I feel like with that, I have such a need for tracks that are just chill and awesome sounding. Okay, I've got to place these files. And yeah, the plan is we're just going to really lock in, make this sound spiffy. We're going to try to hit 2, but if we don't have time to really do justice to 2 more tracks, we're not going to, force it. We're going to just make sure that that we hit 1 at least very good. But, Oh, very tall cup of coffee. Yes. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Let's give this our first listen through. Oh, you see, I did this automation. We're going to have to change that. I automated on the mixer, and I don't like doing that. Man, this actually is in a really great spot. That's beautiful. Oh, man. So first thing that we need to do, and I see we have a max peak of minus 0.5, which is really good. We stayed below 0 when we were producing this. We're going to give ourselves more headroom than that. But the first things first, I automated this fade out on the drums on the mixer, which I do not like doing. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to shift this over to a utility. And we're going to do that to leave our ability to just nudge our drums up and down by 1 decibel, like, open. So, but yeah, nice job, nostalgic feel. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I really love this kind of music. And I feel like especially with all these radio streams, I just have such a use for a lot of these just nostalgic, jazzy kind of tracks, I just feel like I can never have enough of these kinds of tracks, Like, makes me so happy. Let's see. I believe we just had a, yeah. So we're going to delete this automation. Delete automation there. And we have our automation here. Now, I think, I know I'm going to want to do this anyways, so let's just do it right now. We are going to give this a more curvy fade out. We're going to say about -1 first of all, and then we're going to say -3, and we're going to say -6. See, we're just kind of logarithmically walking that down, and then the rest can just kind of go, but and we'll have to give ourselves some room at the end here. Oh, sick. We already did. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So now that we've freed up our mixer for the drums, we're going to highlight everything. Our max peak value was -0.5. So we're going to just take all of this and maybe we'll give ourselves like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decibels of headroom. Something like that. We're going to ease up on this compression a little bit. Probably turn this up a bit though. We might go a little bit more dry on this trumpet. Yeah, we'll go a little bit more dry, but then I want to compress this trumpet slightly, and we'll decide whether we want this before or after the reverb. Perfect. Now let's try sliding this reverb before the compression and just see if that really like picks up those tails in a beautiful way or if it's way too much. Oh, yeah, that feels glued nicely. Okay, now we are going to, we should just do a save as real quick before we get too deep into this. Call this mix V1. Okay. All right. See what's going on in the EQs here. Okay, this is mostly contributing as high as like 200. Where's this piano coming in? You can kind of see we got a bunch of stuff that probably doesn't even need to be there. Yeah, we're going to try to cut out some of that. I think that's about as low as I can go. Or as high as I can go. Ooh, yeah, that low end sounds so much cleaner now. And this is kind of one of those tracks where this bass wants to be kind of low key, you know? I want to just pick up this kick a little bit. And we might even bring this bass down a little bit just to get this kick and this bass to like play nice together. Yeah, we're trying to keep this very mellow, very chill, you know? Unlike a lot of hip-hop music where you're like, oh man, I want the boom bap, like I want these drums to really bump, I want this bass to like rattle your car. Kind of opposite objectives in a track like this, you know? We're trying to keep it like very mellow, very low-key. Love this layer. We're gonna bring that up 1 decibel. Let's get these drums to stick out a little bit we're gonna do some very subtle sidechain kind of stuff. We're not gonna try to have like too much big ducking, but kind of gluing this into the rest of the track I think would be a really smart call. Just mute everything else to be safe. So there's our sidechain signal. Very, very softly, we're going to introduce that to our, I think our piano. We might even play around with the bass, but I usually don't like messing with that too much. That can really get us in trouble sometimes. I am curious, what if we took this and also kind of fit this onto this little string layer? Okay, we might, I just want to mostly try this to see how it's going to feel. I kind of am betting this isn't going to work, but, you know, curiosity killed the cat. Let's try this on the bass, just like one of these guys. Not as much sidechain as we have on the piano, but... I think this kind of works because we have this so tight. And we're just getting it to kind of wrap around that kick. All right, let's back it up a little bit. I think this might need to get shaved down a bit. I'm also kind of thinking, let's take our EQ out. If we were to clamp down on some of these like primary resonance, like down here, maybe we need a little bit more than that. Got some good stuff here. This is kind of another one of those tracks where we want to pretty much compress on almost everything. Almost, not everything, but we're just trying to gently squeeze stuff to the extent that we can. And ideally, the result is that it feels a lot more vibrant after the fact. And that way, also, we don't have to squeeze so hard on the master. Oh yeah, I remember I did automation on, I was like gonna say, wow, this actually has decent vocal or I mean decent dynamic support here. And it's because I was automating on the mod wheel the dynamics of this when I played it. So quite honestly, that's great because we don't have to spend 15 minutes automating the the volume of this thing. Rather, I think I'm gonna do kind of like what I did here. We're gonna compress after the reverb. Nice slow compressor here. Just barely. We don't want to kill the dynamics here. Okay, we want to bring this way down. We could probably bring this like way down. Let's bring it really down, and then we'll bring it up to where it needs to be. Somewhere around there. I think these two guys could come down a little bit. They are feeling a little heavy down there. Might even bring our drums down a little bit too. See, I'm getting in this mode where I'm like, it's just a little baby bird of a track. I don't want to push it too much, That's okay though. We're just bringing it a little bit closer together, inch by inch, and by the time that we're ready to master it, hopefully everything will be really in a good place. Yeah. Oh, there's a little sweet spot right here below 1,000. I might even increase the, yeah. Just the higher end of this mid-range of this, I guess that's not mid-highs. It's, or really, I'm just talking between 100 hertz and 1K, where we really get the top of the mid-lows is what I'm trying to convey. This might be something where we pull out kind of a even bigger reverb. I want to try this. We'll actually put this after this automation. You see, we faded that out, so we'll put this reverb afterwards. And I was kind of thinking of this one preset that's like a pretty big reverb, long choir. Yeah, you can see how that really opened it up nicely. Oh, nice. All right, let's bring it back. We might even bring these birds up a little bit. I think they could come up like 1 decibel. I don't want to push it too far because, you know, I feel like with stuff like this, these background details, these birds, you know, they're meant to be like the floor of the mix. They're really not. They're supposed to just kind of peek through in moments where the track allows it to kind of be heard, right? Hey, welcome on in. Hell yeah. Thanks for the, stand up Kamiko. Welcome. Just gonna set these hi-hats like really down low on the floor. Because, you know, something that I notice is when I do a hard cut like this, whatever's on the other side of this cut kind of gets emphasized, which sometimes can result in these harsh sounding hi-hats, right? I'm just kind of I tried to mitigate that a little bit by giving a bit more curve. And now I'm just kind of trying to set it down on the ground like a little bit more, right? So. I really like this little delayed out piano detail. We might even compress this slightly. Again, kind of with the goal of vibrance. We're trying to create vibrance here. Just slightly lifting these, slightly squeezing on the dynamics can kind of help really bring forward a little bit of that delay. Okay, but now we set it down pretty far. Yeah, let the subtle details be subtle. That really always Kind of creates more dimension in your mix. Yeah, there we go. -11, I think, might be the ticket. This guy is a little bit bright. Let's just see what's going on in the EQ here. I am curious. We did have a vinyl filter. I just want to pull this off for a second, see what's hidden behind there. What if we tried this slightly differently, like we did a hard cut on some of the highs? Maybe narrow this. Nah, ultimately, I think the vinyl was a better solution. I think really what it is, the saxophone is just like a little bit nasally, you know? Let's hear the transition into it, because I felt like it was kind of jutting out a little bit. Yeah, we could probably set this down a little bit. Nice. But then I feel like this trumpet needs to come down as well. This has been a little bit too forward this entire time. Let's see what our max peak is. Mine is 8.54. I knew I was moving the headroom like, oh man. We started with -5 of headroom. We're gonna start bringing this up though. I think we're in a pretty good position. Man, we're really closing the gap on this. right here. I want to just try to tighten up this ending, make sure that it ends like really. Is it, can we shave it that far? I mean, it feels like we're like right on the head. We might give it just a little, like a 200 milliseconds of more space. See, I feel like this is the stuff that's really worth nailing down before you are getting ready to, like, you know, put it out. Just, you know how many songs I come across on Spotify that has like a few seconds of dead space at the end? It makes it so much harder to put it on a playlist. You know, if you're a curator, it's like you do not want dead space on your playlist. Like, I don't know, it's just something to think about for everybody here. Like, quality assurance, you know, small things, small steps that you can take to make your music more appealing to a playlist curator. Just no dead space, right? Yeah, I think we're good there. Okay, guys, I think it's time to start the mastering process. We got this sounding really, really quiet. Now it's time to bring it up. Now, it is a gentle track. I think we are aiming a little bit more towards like -11 loves, you know, somewhere in there. It is going to be a quieter one, but still within our range, you know, so it doesn't sound out of place in the rest of our music. Let's see. So, Shadow Hills Master Compressor. Well, this is one that I think is going to sound really, really glossy as we start to squeeze this together. We're going to enable sidechain, and let's just get going on it. We're going to start with the optical threshold, move on to the discrete threshold, and then once we've got the right amount of compression on here, we're going to start feeding it optical gain and discrete gain. You can think of this compressor as kind of two compressors in one. It's got an optical compressor, which I think works a little bit more on the highs, and the discrete compressor feels like it's doing more work on like the lows. You know, you'll definitely be able to tell as I increase the gain on each of those compressors. So let's just run it. We need to wait for the drums to come in. Yeah. Oh, this is feeling very nicely glued together. Yeah. All right. Let's bring it back. We're going to try the tiniest splash of Little Radiator to kind of brighten it. That's really the goal of using it in this case, is brightening, you know. We might even leave this noise on a little bit. See, we don't want to dirty it too much. Oh, this is so good. Okay, wait, I like where it's sitting right now. I really do not want to touch that, but I do want to hear it all the way through. And we're going to get a gauge of like how much headroom we have, because we are going to lift it up. But I want to hear it all the way through. Make sure that there's no problem areas between this compressor and like this radiator. You know what else I really like about this radiator? Something that I want to point out to you guys. We were, before we used this radiator, had a max peak value of about minus 4.5. I put on this radiator. It saturates it a little bit. We played with the settings a tiny bit. And it actually sounds louder. But the max peak value is now minus 6.38. So we basically gained 2 decibels of headroom that we can raise it by. And it sounds louder somehow, even having had gained that. See, this is why I think a little bit of saturation, I don't know, it just can give your track a little bit of a brighter sheen to it, a little bit more energy. And I think kind of behind the scenes, it can kind of like save you a little bit of headroom, you know, but that's just my experience. I've been really toying with this plugin and mastering for the past, I don't know, handful of months now. And I feel like it's really easy to butcher your mix if you use a little bit too much. I'm trying to really learn how my limits with this, you know. It's kind of like I'm always talking about, you know, your relationship with plugins. Like, I think everybody has this relationship with OTT, for example. The first time you learn about OTT, you're like, ooh, it's so crispy, it's so, and you start using it on like everything, and until you get sick of it, until you're like, it's too much. Like, I hear this in everything now, and I'm trying to get away from it. And then, I think maybe the best engineers start to find that sweet middle ground between like, when is it the time to pull out this plugin, and how am I using this? Because you kind of understand both sides of it. You understand like where it is really helping you and where it can potentially be working against you, So I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle of, figuring out my relationship to Little Radiator. But I think I'm starting to come around. I'm kind of coming around onto the other side of that, where I'm starting to understand where it is being detrimental to me and where it is really saving me some grace, in the mastering process. So, anyways, that sounds amazing. Let's raise this up. So, guys, we're gonna boost this up by 6 decibels. Okay. So just little loudness warning. This is going to come up 6 whole decibels. I'm going to, let's see, 6.38. Let's raise it by 6.3. And just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put a limiter on the other side of this, just in case if there is like any artifacts where it jumps up a little bit extra, we're going to catch that. So we're just going to set the ceiling to 0. Okay. So now, before we pull out the maximizer and really crush it, let's hear it at this full volume. And we're going to pull out our loudness meter just to see where we're sitting with the LUFS. I imagine we're sitting very quietly with the LUFS just to see how much ground we need to cover. So let's give it a listen. Let's see where we're at. Man. So we're at minus 17 LUFS right now. And I think our target really is about minus 11. We have quite a bit of range to cover. So I don't know. We might have to use a handful of limiters to get us up there cleanly. We're going to start with the maximizer from Ozone. And that's also going to offer us a chance to do some EQing. I think this is about the part where we should be doing a little bit of EQing anyways. You know, we're past our compressor. We are starting to get into our limiting. So let's pull this out. Now we're gonna get pretty loud here, guys. This might completely destroy this, and we're gonna have to undo a lot of nonsense, right? But bear with me. We're gonna figure it out. I think the area where we want to come in on is like over here. This works best when you bring it in at the loudest parts. Okay, I'm going to turn my volume down a little bit. I recommend you guys do the same. This is probably going to absolutely jump up in volume. So just protect your ears here. And let's run this. This looks smart, actually, because I was really thinking, like, you know, we're really kind of starting to feel very like dark, very heavy in the lows. I knew we wanted a general like upwards trajectory. I'm curious about this guy. We're gonna do this. We're gonna pull out an EQ just to see before this gets applied what's going on here. Okay. 300 hertz. Oh, I see. There's something poking out up here that it's like. I'm not sure if we want that big of a lift up here. I mean, a little bit on the other side of these birds. And then I think really what we want to do is we're going to want to, you know, I'm kind of curious about this guy, but I think this makes sense. We're trying to tame the piano a little bit here. I do want to add like a little bit of a shelf just across between like 1K and 6K, like a pretty broad just lifting of these mid highs. Not by like a ton. We're gonna try to be pretty tamed with it. So we're gonna try to do this band shelf, something like this. Want to get a little lift on like the very low. There we go. Okay. Let's start playing with this. It is getting a little extreme. I can see we can definitely lean off on this a little bit. going to change the type of limiting. And we're going to lean back on this a little bit. It's that bottom bass note. It sounds pretty good. You know, I think just to be on the safe side, we're gonna probably back off this threshold a decent amount, but we're gonna do like what we did in the last track. We're gonna maybe shove it a little bit further into a limiter after this. There's just like one area over here where I hear on that bottom bass note paired with that trumpet, we're getting a little bit of an artifact there, just a tiny bit. You see right there on that bottom note was a little click. So we're going to back this up to like minus 6.2 maybe. Like give ourselves a decent amount of room because we're going to be able to lift this a good deal afterwards. Okay, that is sounding really great. Now I just want to lift this a tiny bit. We're going to get our limiter out. We're going to say true peak, ceiling at 0, and we're going to try to like shove like 1 decibel into the ceiling. And let's just listen through this, see kind of, we're looking for, you know, minus 11 LUFS is ideally where we're going to land. But aside from that, I'm going to be really paying attention to that lowest bass note, making sure that there's no artifacts going on there with the limiting. And then really it's this area right over here, which is our problem area with where we get the bass and the trumpet hitting. I imagine we're probably running into the same thing over here. Let's just hear it though. We might have stuck the landing here. Oh, yo. Minus 11 exactly. Dude, I am just like on target today. Oh, man. Okay. Wow. What a rich sounding track. That is incredible. Oh, man. I'm very happy with this. This is going to be a great addition to the radio streams. Hell, it's going to be great even just as a new Jobbies type beat on BeatStars. And who knows, I might even consider like putting this on an EP or something, on Spotify. It's kind of like on that level where it's like, it's just such a lovely track. I could find a million uses for this song, and I feel like the mix is sounding really good here. I'm very happy with the results that we landed on. Of course, I'll need to listen to it over the course of a couple of days, and there might be a V2 mix on this. Who knows? I feel like I need a few days to really hate something about the track, right? But I right now in this moment, I'm very happy with where we're at. But yeah, thank you, Signature. Cool one. Yeah, I agree. I like it. It makes me happy, dude. All right, man. Oh man, I really got in the weeds with these mixes today. I told you guys at the beginning, I was like, it's either going to go one of two ways. We're either going to get really in the weeds, or everything already sounds so immaculate, I'm not going to need to change much. And I think we kind of got in the weeds today, but for good reason. I mean, these were some really good tracks. I just wanted to do justice by them. So we hit 2 out of the 3 tracks that we were hoping to hit today. But that's all good, because that other one that I was considering, we're probably going to hit next time. Of course, who knows what we're going to make on Saturday. We might make some really cool stuff. So I guess we'll find out. So yeah, just wanted to remind you guys, we are going to be, making more beats on Saturday, as we do every Saturday. Come hang out. If you guys want to watch me actually make these beats, mixing is one thing. Also, I should mention, I'm actually having kind of this special event stream on my Twitch channel. I also stream on Twitch. I'm TapDaddyBeats over there. Over there, I usually do a lot of music feedback, music reviews, and once a month, I host competitions. We do a beat battle and a rap cypher over on Twitch. It's super fun. This Sunday, we're doing a Nujabes type beat battle. So, I'm really excited about it because I make so many Nujabes type beats, as you guys know. And then we're also rhyming my beat called The Last Samurai. It's a Freddie Gibbs type beat. It's really fucking old school hip hop. It's really sick. And basically I give my entire Discord one of my beats, have everybody rhyme it. And it's super fun. We get to hear bars from everybody, and whoever rhymes it the best wins a license on the beat. So Mars, what's up, dude? You caught me right at the end of stream, man. You caught me right at the end. I'll show you what we were working on though, because I want to hear this back again. Let's hear it one more time for Mars. Oh man, but how's your day going, Mars? I'm glad you popped in, dude. But yeah, lots of fun stuff going on, man. Looking forward to competition day. Oh man. I need to do more marimba stuff like this. I love this. It's chilly outside. Dude, I feel you on that. It snowed for the first time this year where I'm at. Which I live in Colorado. It's very weird that it took this long to actually snow. But what's nice though is, my apartment complex, they have this clubhouse where they serve free beer every day. Two free beers a day we get, And they just got 90 shilling. I love that beer. So I'm going to go sit by the fire and have a 90 shilling and stare out the snow. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, man. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. says, yeah, in Denver, your road ditches always filled with ice. Yeah, no doubt, man. And I'm a little bit further north than Denver. I'm in Fort Collins, which is about an hour north of there. It's, it gets snowy up here for sure, man. Man, yesterday I walked out of my apartment and it was snowing. It was really coming down, and it was really surreal because I was going out to get groceries. It was early in the morning, and there was an ambulance and a fire truck right outside of my apartment. I think one of my neighbors, I think I have an elderly neighbor downstairs, and it was weird, man. It was like the first snow of the year, very snowy, early in the morning. I walk outside, there's like an ambulance outside. My car battery died, so I had to like jumpstart my car. And it was just like a very kind of like surreal morning. I don't know. It was kind of odd with between the snowfall and the, discovering that it was both an ambulance and a fire truck outside. I was like, wow, what the hell's going on? But I hope my neighbors are okay. I don't know. But yeah, he says, yeah, I've been through the mountains there. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. Where I grew up was a lot closer inwards towards the mountains. Like I grew up living like right up against the mountains. Fort Collins, like we're kind of, I don't know, our mountain range up north on the north side of it is, kind of more like foothills, but compared to what's, down near Colorado Springs, but anyways, oh man, I could yap at you guys all day, but I think I've got to pop off and go do some stuff. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Shit, this was such a fun stream. Oh my gosh, we're going to do this again next Thursday. Always mixing down beats on Thursdays. I'm going to be live on Saturday, cooking up more beats, of course. And, if you get a chance to swing through Twitch this Sunday, I'm hosting a competition, beat battle, rap cypher, super fun. I can't wait. Yeah, Steamboat is really nice. Oh, yeah, definitely, man, definitely. God, Colorado is pretty diverse. Colorado has a lot of really cool areas, man. But anyways, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hope you have a good one. Signature, Mars, you guys are awesome. I will see you guys around. Thank you, Reckless, for popping in. Always good seeing you. Tomasu, good seeing you, man. I don't know how many people are still here, but it's always good seeing all of you guys. So I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.